see you've made it. Okay, thank you. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to call to order the Special Board of Education meeting. It is June 2nd, which is crazy pants. It is June 2nd, 2025. It is 6:04 PM. We are in the Nashua North Boardroom. Ms. Lampier, can you do the roll call?
Yes, so Ms. Darling is not here. I am here. Ms. Raymond? Here. Ms. Prin?
Here.
Mr. Claffey?
Here.
Mr. Johnson?
Here.
Ms. Daniels-Williams?
Here.
Ms. Gilio?
Here.
And Ms. Bishop?
Here.
And we also have Dr. Andre, Mr. Posca, Mr. Gray, and Dr. Scarpati. And we also have our lawyer, Tom Clausen. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, so the plan tonight is we have one grant to go over, and then we're going to go into non-public for the board. So if we have any questions about the contracts that are presented to us, we can get them answered. We'll come back out of non-public, we'll vote, and everybody can head off. And then the rest of the board is going to go back into non-public to discuss the final agenda item. It's just the superintendent's contract. So there's no need to keep everybody here for that. So can you speak a little bit to the Education Foundation grant that's being presented?
Sure, absolutely. So the planetarium over at South High School needs some additional work from a technology standpoint. It hasn't been revamped in 12, 13 years is what I'm hearing. So they went ahead and applied for the Education Foundation Award. It was an award up to $5,000, and they found out last week that they were awarded this $5,000 award. They are looking to go ahead and do some of the necessary upgrades related to the planetarium. So what we're looking for is just a recommendation to approve the grant in the amount of $5,000. We expect to receive the check within the next week or so, and hopefully very quickly go ahead and purchase some new equipment upgrades for the planetarium.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I think they are hopeful that maybe even the 21st century students can potentially start to go there, interact more with it. So I think the enhancement of some of the technology is going to be pretty important. So it was pretty fascinating.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. Can I grab a motion to accept this grant?
So moved.
I'll second. I have a question though.
And now it's opened up for questions. Ms. Raymond?
So first of all, thank you again to the Nashua Education Foundation. They support us in an amazing way, and I'm super appreciative of it. So my question, Mr. Gray sort of answered it with the 21st Century program, but is it being utilized now? I know in the past we were using it we were like beta testers for the company in town that does planetarium shows. Is that still happening? And what classes of is it part of coursework? Like what are our kids getting out of it?
So my understanding is some of the community is utilizing it, but because the technology is so old, they're extremely limited with what they can do. So hopefully with some of the upgrades that they're planning to do, they'll be able to have more community involvement. And then even some of the elementary schools, they had some thoughts on doing mini field trips and stuff. Sounds like it's a pretty strong program, my understanding, talking with Matt and the team over there. And the biggest kind of hurdle right now is the technology piece. So
are we still beta testing the planetarium shows, or we can't because we don't have the proper equipment anymore?
I believe we can't because we don't have the proper equipment.
Okay, and then
It's almost like aged out is the way I was described it.
yeah, I mean, that happens with technology.
Yep.
And then are any of our classes at the high school utilizing it, or has it always been just a destination for the younger kids?
Looks like Mr. Johnson has an answer.
Yeah, my son took astronomy his junior year
Yeah.
at South, and they used the planetarium in that class. So that was part of their classwork, was going into the planetarium and doing presentations in there.
Nice.
All right.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the grant for the Nashua High School South Planetarium in the amount of $5,000 from the Nashua Education Foundation, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. That's exciting. So I am looking for a motion to go into non-public to consider negotiations. So RSA 91A3 to E.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Gilio. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. And it needs to be a roll call. Just waiting for Ms. Lee. I don't want to rush you.
Okay, sure. I'm sorry, can you repeat you say RSA 91A3 2E?
I think we had a discussion about this last year, and it's not supposed to be E because E is litigation. It's supposed to be something else, like A for compensation, because it's contracts.
Well,
I don't really have
we
a strong
could
feeling
actually-
about it.
We can
but-
put both in. We can do A and E. There's nothing wrong with more
I
than
just
one.
remember there was a whole email thread about it, and I don't remember.
Oh,
what
we
the
have an
conclusion
attorney
was.
here.
So there's a specific provision that relates to the consideration of collective bargaining. I don't know what the number is, but it has its own.
Right, like, I feel like we had a
Paragraph.
whole thing on it, and now I've forgotten.
Well, it's not in our agenda. So unless you know it off the top of your head, we could probably still go under A or E, doesn't matter.
Okay,
So we can do both.
okay, A3 2E and A, and, okay, so I am in favor, yes. Ms. Raymond?
Yes.
Ms. Prin?
Yes.
Mr. Claffey?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Daniels-Williams?
This is for A and E, or just E?
For both of them.
Yes.
And Ms. Gilio?
Yes.
And Ms. Bishop?
Yes.
Okay, and
So we are now in non-public. It is 6:10. We'll wave you guys back in when we're ready, okay? All right, so I don't think we need a motion to seal the minutes. So I would be looking for a motion to approve the 2025-2028 Para-Educator Collective Bargaining Agreement.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Daniels-Williams. Thank you, Ms. Gilio. Do we have any comments or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the collective bargaining agreement for para-educators, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. So I would be looking for a motion to approve the teachers' collective bargaining agreement for 2025 to 2029.
So moved.
Thank you,
Second.
Ms. Prin. Thank you, Ms. Raymond. Any comments or questions in regards to the teacher's contract? Seeing none. Oh, sorry, Mr. Claffey, I need to ask you to refrain again because your retirement, blah, blah, blah stuff. Thank you. Sorry about that. So all those in favor of approving the teacher's contract, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. And now I'm looking for a motion to approve the AFSCME collective bargaining agreement for 2025 to 2029.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Claffey.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. I just want to comment on how pleased I am that we were able to do this before the contracts were up. This wasn't dragged out. I was mentioning when we were in non-public, one of my worries about the teacher negotiations, which is always is it can get so negative sometimes back and forth. And I worry that it affects the people who want to go into teaching positions. And the fact that you guys were able to do this before the contract was up shows just how much respect that we all have on both sides for, new teachers, ongoing teachers, senior teachers. And I really think it's exactly what needs to happen to really bolster up this profession that I think is starting to, not get the same attention that it used to get. So I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who was on those collective bargaining agreements for the teachers and the paras. Because it's a low-staffed, I'm getting to you guys in 1 second. But I really feel like this is what the youngsters need to see in order to go into these professions. So I just want to thank you all for your hard work, and I'm incredibly proud to be a part of this team and to be a part of this community. So I want to thank you for all your hard work. And the custodians was fun to sit on. That was an interesting bunch of negotiations, but very proud that you guys were able to get to your contracts as well. I think we did a lot of hard work. And I think we recognized the dedication and loyalty that you guys have to our district, and that needs to be celebrated as well. And I think we were able to come to a great compromise on what we needed. And I'm really looking forward to continued relationships with everybody. Okay? So you guys don't have to stay. We're gonna go back into non-public for another issue, but I really wanna say how much I appreciate you guys. Okay? So I am looking for a motion to go into non-public for 91A32A.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Gilio. Thank you, Ms. Daniels-Williams. And we're just gonna, we'll close out. We'll let Dylan go home. We can come back in, vote on this, and send the notes to Ms. Kinsella after, so we don't need to come back in. Okay? Like the TV doesn't need to come back on. Dylan can go. Okay? Okay.
Are we gonna do the vote?
We have to do a roll call vote.
Okay, okay, I am a yes. Let's vote no. Ms. Raymond?
Yes.
Ms. Prin?
Yes.
Mr. Claffey?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Daniels-Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Gilio?
Yes.
And Ms. Bishop?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, we are now in non-public at 6:34.